our biographies of our significant individuals of the Victorian era. So first of all, you need to remind yourself, who did you choose? You should get your research back out. Make sure you're happy with it. You've got as many facts as you think you need, and just read back through it before you move on. You can pause the video for that bit. So, when you're happy with your research, you might end up with something like this. Now, I know it looks quite small on here. When I zoom in, like this, you can't see it all at once. So this is what my research looked like. And I said I would do the example of Queen Victoria. So what I've done is I've gone clockwise around the spider diagram about her life. And what I want to do next is to think about how some of this information groups together. So let's see if we can fit it all onto the page a bit more accurately. That's a little bit better. Okay, so I can tell from my notes that from where she was born all the way round to this bit here about being brought up in Kensington Palace, being looked after and taught by her nanny, her only friends were her doll collection. All those facts around here are all to do with her birth and her early life or her childhood. So I might decide that that is going to be my subheading. So if you want to start highlighting or colour coding, grouping, totally up to you. I'm not going to highlight all of them. I might show that I want all of these bits together to be birth and early life. I might want to colour code that too. It's up to you how you do this bit. I cannot currently change the colour. Never mind. Okay, so I might start thinking about, first of all, the subheadings that I would like to use. Okay, and when you're ready with your research and you've chosen some subheadings, you will be ready to start writing up your biography. We have the same no excuses list as ever when you're doing some writing, even though you are typing. Okay, you're going to need capital letters. And if you're not sure how to do capital letters on a keyboard, ask an adult or an older sibling to help you. The same with making spaces, obviously using the space bar, and full stops, which is a button on your keyboard. And obviously, does it make sense? Check each sentence as you write it to check it makes sense. Remember to read the words that are actually on the page, and then you will have a better understanding out loud if it makes sense or not. Okay. We're also going to need to write in past tense, and we know that regular past tense verbs will end in ed. Okay, but I have given you a pack of word maps that has example past tense, regular and irregular verbs to help you. There's adverbs in there, there's interesting adjectives, there's topic-related vocabulary, there's spellings. Dig those back out and use them to help you. The last thing we need our biography to be is factual. Everything you write should be based on facts that you have found. Okay, it shouldn't be guesses, really, but obviously we know that not everything we find on the internet is always 100% reliable and true, but to your best knowledge, it's a fact. So when you go on to Purple Mash, that one, when you go on to Purple Mash, when you first open your to-do, it will look something like this. Now you can see here that I've already started typing in this box. Yours will be blank. You will have to do these bits for your person, okay? So the first thing you would need to do is type in the name of your significant individual. Okay, so as soon as you do that, you could see that all these boxes on the side disappeared. But those boxes are useful, so let's have a look at what they are and how you can use them to help you. So This tick box up here brings up your writer's checklist. Now that's a little bit like our success rainbow, but it's more general for writing. I have edited it a little bit, okay? So when you think you have used each of these things and check it through at the end, such as I have used conjunctions such as when, because, if, and but. If you think you've done that at the end, you click the blue box and it will tick it off. You can also untick it as well. Okay, the other thing, if you want to make that go away completely, you press the green tick again. If you want some clip art to come up, I've automatically selected the history selection for you, but you can also choose, you might go through kings and queens. If you wanted to find one of Queen Victoria, there she is at the bottom, look, so I might select that one. Oops, I thought that would add it. It did not. Okay, I might add it up here somewhere later. I'll show you later. And you can click that away again like that. Now this box over here is very useful. If you hover over it, it gives you some ideas about the things that you need to think about when you're writing your biography. So for example, you need an introduction. And this might, if you hover over it, it gives you a clue. This might include things like who was this person, what were they known for? But don't forget, introductions only need to be a couple of sentences because you're going to write some subheadings and some sections of information underneath. And then we might do birth, early life, career, and significant events. So big things that happened in their life, or why were they famous? Okay. Now you can see that this is quite small and probably quite hard for you to read. So what you need to do before you start typing is go on Zoom. And it's on fit to screen right now to show that you can see the whole page at the same time. All you need to do is click that square and then drag it, okay, until it's big enough for you to see and to type effectively. You can make that go away again, press the X, and now you can see what I've been typing. Okay, so biography of Queen Victoria. I've got her name, her date of birth, her place of birth, and what she was famous for. And I've started writing a bit of an example. Now I apologise, I did do a longer example and I colour-coded it and everything, but then I made the rookie mistake of closing it without saving. So I've done a little version again. Okay, so you can see that I've started with my introduction and I am using my notes from here to help me create full sentences. So let's have a look at an example where I did that. Let's go back. So I've done my introduction, but let's focus on my first subheading, birth and early life. I didn't think birth was worth a paragraph all on its own, so I've combined them. Alexandrina Victoria of Hanover was born on the 24th of May, 1819 at Kensington Palace in London. Because her father died when she was 8 months old, she was mainly brought up by her mother and her nanny, Lazen. Surprisingly, the family were quite poor because her father owed a lot of money when he died. Now, you might recognise some of those sentences as ones that we wrote together or you wrote with Miss Steady before we left school. So, I've used my facts, but I've also tried to zhuzh them up a little bit. I've already used the word because, and we all know that's a conjunction. I've used surprisingly. Can you tell me what kind of word that would be? That's an adverb. I've used because again. I've used when. Okay, and actually, this is a great piece of writing to use loads of our Year 2 tricky words. I know that I've used poor already, quite, very, mother, father, money, and that was without me even trying. So there's loads of ways you can include all the things you're used to doing in your Year 2 writing. Okay, so I would suggest writing things first, and then can you see that I've managed to make this subheading bold, and I've underlined it. And I did that by highlighting it afterwards, going on to the A, and then you can choose your normal kind of Word document style things like bold, italics, underline. Here you can change the colour of the text, so if I wanted it to be green, and here I can change the background colour of my text box, okay? But be careful, it might, unless you highlight it carefully, it might change the whole colour at once, which is what I managed to do also. Okay, so once you're happy with your writing, I'd like to see some subheadings if you can. You can then focus on the pictures and the more decorative elements before you share it. So you might want to draw a picture. You might want to upload a picture from your laptop or the iPad that you're working on. Okay, that links to your computer, that bit, that upwards arrow there. Okay, and if you click here, you can also import a photo from a gallery. Okay, and you can do that again from your computer. So you can use whichever photos you found as part of your research. Or if you're doing William Morris, maybe if you created a picture in the style of William Morris, you could upload that or choose that from your purple meshwork as well. Please, please, please save your work regularly. Do not press this red arrow and exit it without saving first. Okay, so I've saved this before. So if I press save again, it will just update my saved folder. Okay, and it will go straight to your own folder. And I've used somebody else's profile for this. Okay, so I would like you to have a go at your biography writing. You can maybe leave this on the screen as an example if you'd like to. Okay, and I'll share it onto the blog as well. Why not share yours onto the blog when you are happy with it and you have saved it? Okay, so if I want to say that I have finished, we'll save and exit very slowly. Okay, and then I can either go back to it another time and continue my work, because it is quite a long piece of work and I'd like you to reread it and edit it and things, so it's fit for other people to read and learn from as well. And then I can choose to hand it in. Okay, and when I click hand in, you can leave me a little note about how you found it or how you think you got on. Okay, and then you can press OK. I might just do a thumbs up. Okay, all right, and now I've submitted it. I won't be able to see it again. I have submitted it. I can open it, but I won't be able to change it now. Okay. If you would like to share it to the blog, I think it as a brand new blog post. Okay, so give it a go. Have a good day.